This video is going to show you how to create and configure your back to school night classroom using Blackboard Collaborate Ultra and communicate the link for that with your families. So the first thing we're going to do is log into our Blackboard Collaborate Ultra scheduler accounts. And once we are in, we are going to create a new session. And you can give it a back to school night-ish name. I'm going to call this BTSN test. I'm going to next enable guest access because that's how parents will be joining your session. I'm going to correct the date on this, which I believe was 5:30, and the end time was 7 o'clock. I'm going to leave early entry as 15 minutes before start time, which is fine, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit create. And you'll see now that the back to school night test session has been created. And we can add any people that we want to come in as moderators to our session. And just as a refresher, we'd put their name in. We would invite them by email. We would change their permissions. And then there's 2 clicks here. So the first one adds them to session, and you'll see that they've been added but not invited until we hit save, and that blue dot will go away. And now you can see that you have your people added to your session. Then we're going to go over to settings, and we're going to allow for recording downloads. We're going to anonymize the chat. We're going to turn off all of the participant permissions by default. We're going to turn on private chat only with moderators, and we can go ahead and hide the profanity in chat messages function. I'm going to save that. And at this point, you should be good to go. So it's just that easy to set it up. The only other thing that you may want to do is preload your back to school night session with a PowerPoint or some other like PDFs or images that you may want to share. And that is possible, but in order to get into your session, because it isn't set to go live until the 24th, you're going to need to roll that back to the current day. And you can just roll back the time and hit save. And now all of a sudden, we're going to be able to join our session. And once we're in, we're going to open up our controls here, if we can get around it. And Blackboard doesn't want me to, there we go, get in, sorry. And we're going to share files. And at this point, we can just click on anything that we would want to add, and it will upload. And once we're uploaded, we're going to go back in and change the date back to the 24th to make sure that people aren't getting in ahead of time again. So we can verify, here we go. Yep, it's presenting as I would want it to. I can hit stop. And I am going to close the session. And I'm going to return to my date. I'm going to put it back to the 24th. I'm going to make sure that my time is back to 5 o'clock. 5:30 p.m. And I'm going to save that. And now my things are preloaded, but my session is not active. Now that we're set up, we just want to make sure that we are able to communicate our link to the families that are coming to our back to school night presentation. And the way that we're going to want to do this is go into guest role, guest link, and you can click on the 2 boxes next to guest link, and it will show you that it's copied to the clipboard. And we're going to go to our email and open up a new email. And please use this link to join my back to school night presentation. And I'm going to make this link, I'm hitting Control K to add a link, hyperlink to it. I'm adding my guest link to the words this link so that parents can just click on that and go directly to my session. Okay, and then I'm going to load up the parents that I'm inviting to my session. But best practices with something like this is not to invite people too early or put that, especially since we're using a guest link, not to put that out there before it's necessary. So I will have already sent a kind of save the date, save the time email to parents so they're aware of the time. And then I'm going to set a scheduled email to go out right before my session so that my guest link isn't available to the general public until right before I want parents to look at it. And so in order to do that, you're going to go to the options setting in your email and you're going to click on delay delivery. And then I've got do not deliver before and then the time, and I can set that to the 24th at 4 p.m. or whatever works for you. And we'll close. And then we will send it. And we can put a skip. And then parents won't receive the email until right before that the link needs to go live. So if you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email or come to my office hours, 8:30 to 9:30 or 3 to 4 in the afternoon, and I'd be happy to support you. I hope this was helpful. Thanks.